show you how to make an excavation kit that a paleontologist would, like something a paleontologist would excavate. So paleontologists are scientists who dig up remains of plants and animals from a long time ago that are fossilized so that they can learn more about the Earth's past. For this project, you're going to need plaster, and this is plaster of Paris. This is the most common kind of plaster. You can find this at any craft store. With plaster, you gotta make sure you don't breathe it in, and you don't want to get in your eyes or anything. And you especially don't want to wash it down in the sink. So to dispose of it, you're gonna have to get a bucket, fill it with water, clean all the stuff that you want that has plaster on it, and you wash it off, and then you can dump it outside in the dirt instead of down the sink. You'll need some measuring cups, some kind of aluminum tin because you're gonna dispose of this after you use it because you can't wash off the dry plaster. So I have these small ones that are like $1 for like 5 of them. You can get bigger ones or smaller ones depending on what you want. These are probably the smallest size you can go. You're gonna need some things to put in your excavation kit. We have this dinosaur figurine thing and this little baggie of things that we're gonna put in there. And all of this stuff, if you get from the library, is in the library bag. You'll know what that means if you get a library bag. Here is a bowl and a spoon that you're gonna need. Flour, sand, and last but not least, you're gonna need some water. And if you have a library bag, all the dry ingredients like flour, sand, and the plaster are going to be in the excavation or dig kit mix. Okay, so you're going to take your bowl and your spoon, and you're going to first take some of your plaster. Remember, don't breathe this stuff in. Try not to get in your eyes or touch your clothes either. Okay, so the recipe calls for, I think, 3/4 of a cup of plaster. If you're doing smaller or bigger, you just gotta divide that so you can get a smaller amount. So I'm gonna put that much in there because that's how much I'm going to need for the size of this. If you have a library bag, you won't need to worry about measuring any of this because it's already measured for you. Next, I'm going to take, the original recipe says 3 cups of sand. So I'm going to put in 1 cup of sand, or 1.5 cups of sand. And you may need a bigger bowl. Okay. And then I'm also going to need my flour. Okay, once you have all that, my bowl's a little overflowing. You want a bigger bowl if you're going to do some more stuff, and I would choose a bigger bowl. I'm going to pour some water in. It's also optional to put some coffee grounds in here. I think they look really cool because it makes kind of a, it makes it look more like dirt. For this, you're going to, if you have a library bag, you're going to put in 1/4 cup of water, 1/8 to 1/4 cup of water, and add a little bit more. I'll show you the consistency. If you have, if you're using the normal recipe on the website, then you need to use, I think, 1 cup of water. So I'm just gonna pour my water right in there, and it's best if it's like a warmer or room temperature water. But it's okay if it's not totally completely warm. You just don't want it to be cold. Okay, I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna mix it kind of quickly, but I want to make a mess here. And this is why you want a bigger bowl. And I will see you when this is the right consistency. If it's not the right consistency, you can add more water. You can't add less water though, so make sure you put in a little bit at a time. Okay, so now I have my mixture, and it should be like kind of ploppy. I made mine a little too runny. The more water you put in it, the longer you're gonna have to wait for it to dry. So next, after I have it at a good consistency, a little bit drier than this, I'm going to take my pan and I'm going to take my figurines and jewels here. So I'm just going to pick a few jewels and put them on the bottom of the pan, maybe 2 or 3. And I'm going to put this guy down here because he is pretty big. So I'm going to spoon in some of my mixture to cover up those gems. You want to make sure you put everything in there is plastic, glass, or something that has a shiny surface, because if it has a shiny surface, that means the plaster and sand and flour are going to come off of it. Now I have my thing pressed in there, and I'm going to put in a few more for this layer. Just a few more little gems. And then I'm going to plop some more onto it to make sure I cover up that whole dinosaur. There we go. And now we're going to do, you want to do this layer by layer so you have plenty of things to, last one. So you have plenty of things to dig up throughout the layers and not just all at the top or all at the bottom. It'll make it really fun if you have it in different places. So I'm just scooping out the rest of this. I want to make sure I cover all the things. If you get some on your table or counter or whatever you're using, then you're going to want to just get a wet cloth and just wipe it up real quick before it dries. Now I'm going to tap this a little bit, but not too much. Otherwise, all the things will rise to the top or they'll all drop to the bottom. They won't stay in their layers. That is my little excavation kit. And if you want to add a little bit more pizzazz, you can take a little bit of your sand and sprinkle it on the top. So it looks like it's just in the middle of nowhere. And then there we go. Now you know how to make your own excavation kit. And then you can dig it out just like a paleontologist would. Bye.